Happy rainy Sunday. I am back and ready to talk a little bit more about flexibility. And in today's topic, we're going to talk about tightness versus stiffness and how they are not actually the same thing. So tightness, it's sensory. It's a sensation, it's a sensory experience, and it can feel like pulling, tugging, tension, some sort of restriction, and things that can influence that: stress levels, the nervous system, pain, fatigue, guarding, lack of range of motion. So lots of things can go into that. But a muscle can actually feel tight without actually being technically stiff or short. So stiffness, on the other hand, is a mechanical property. And what does that mean? That's pretty much that's kind of referring to how the tissue physically responds to movement, stretch, and pressure. So that's the mechanical portion of things. And tissues that can involve. I'm scrolling because I actually have notes today. So muscles, tendons, even your bones, and yes, I know that sounds weird, but connective tissue, all of those can actually be involved in stiffness. So tightness usually has more of a nervous system component. Stiffness has a physical body, physical resistance component to it. But here's the thing, they often overlap. And in fact, they frequently overlap where people will have both issues going on. So someone can say, my hamstring feels tight. And for one person, it means that they're not feeling safe in the movement, and that they're needing more control, that they're needing more ways to move that don't have a lot of bracing and guarding and gripping. And someone else can say, my hamstring is tight, and they might need progressive overloading, and we will talk about that in a different video. They might need more strength throughout their range, and they will also need more gradual tissue adaptation, and what that can refer to is kind of what we said earlier, those connective tissues and even the bones. So muscles, tendons, ligaments, maybe capsule, and bone. And the reason the bone is involved, because I know that can sound nuts, but the more stress that you're putting on an area of the body, as your tendon's attaching to the bone, it will actually, your body will be like, we need a little more bone here for better attachment to actually match this amount of stretch or force. So that's a thing. So as I was saying before, a lot of people need a combination of both. They might have stiffness and tightness. So you don't always have to be like, which category do I fall into? Sometimes it might be real obvious which one you fall into, and you don't always have to know it because you can treat both and get good results. So that's one reason why stretching alone doesn't always result in more flexibility. Sometimes the body needs more safety in a range. Sometimes it needs more strength in a range. Sometimes it needs more adaptability to be in that range. And more often than not, it needs all of the above. So with that being said, I would like to say that the goal isn't to force movement, because I do feel like people get into trying to really push further, because it can be frustrating. And then I have also seen tactics and videos that I would not support, where people are pushing or being pushed down by other people. And I think that you can safely use assistance, but probably not in that manner. Let's just say that way. So we want to be able to actually create movement in an expanded range where the body feels capable, supported, and safe. And a lot of times you're actually needing to create that new range and then use it. So those are some of the issues that we come up with flexibility, and also some issues where tightness and stiffness are different but can intermingle. So next up, we'll actually start diving into the nervous system and how it impacts flexibility. And I'll see you soon for that.